Today we will be participating in the great political debate. Hopefully it doesn't get too ugly.
Here we go. No is no. Strongly
What say
disagree.
you?
I strongly disagree. It's like, am I proud to be in America? Not really.
Why do you hate America?
Like, there are certain races that are more superior than others. I don't care how you like me or not. I don't like this person.
You're a troubled young man, Andre. Do it live.
I can't talk to a guy from China.
Like, that's so limiting.
No.
Fundamentally, no.
Communism! No!
You're not gonna strive for anything better.
I'm a hard worker.
You're not gonna work to become better at anything. My ability is to get up, eat something, and go back to sleep.
You don't deserve anything.
That's all I can do.
Well, too fucking bad. We can just skip this one. I'd say, strongly agree.
Really? Why would you even... That doesn't even make sense.
I will turn my feet off.
Land is your land. Land is my land.
Whose land? What land? Why land? Country land? My personal land?
Can a company care about you?
I don't give a shit if it does.
Now, some people will be, Scrooge McDuck and just sit on their pile of money and swim in their pile of money until they're dead.
That's what I would do.
I'm sure. I'm paying less than I did when I had insurance.
No, I disagree because that's not what's going on.
No, I'm not paying anything.
He's some fucking idiot with these little opinions.
You fuck up everything.
Yes or no?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back for another episode of Intuitive Idiots. Today, we'll be celebrating the Knicks' first NBA Cup, very prestigious
The Knicks.
NBA Cup. Like, if you would have told Rangers fans this year that the cup would be coming back to the Garden.
Right. Yeah.
Today we will be participating in the great political debate.
Uh-oh.
I know both of us have very strong feelings
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Don't get me started.
about the way that this country is the climate of our times.
Yeah. We get in a lot of fights over this kind of shit, but we'll try it out.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get too ugly.
I will turn my feet off if it does.
We'll be taking the political compass test today. We'll put up the link too, if you want to pull it up at home. We're not looking to find out like what we are for neo-libertarian fascism, like that. Doesn't matter at the end. The end result is immaterial.
It's about the
More
journey.
about-
It's about the journey.
Yeah, it's more about finding out kind of what we disagree on and why, and what makes people think the way that they do.
Can I ask a question?
So,
Are we kind of retaking it on here by going through each question? Is that how we're
Yes.
doing? Okay. Because I don't remember them. I was hoping like I didn't have to remember this shit.
now, Andre, you're supposed to remember each question word for word and your answer, and provide a short essay for each answer.
Well, luckily I did.
I wouldn't be surprised. Without further ado, number one.
Wait a minute. Let's give a good intro for it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a fun little quiz here. Here we go. Something like that. You can edit that.
Also, we don't know each other's answers for any of these. We both looked at it beforehand, ourselves, individually, as of last night. But I don't know what he's going to answer. You don't know what I'm going to answer, so. Number one. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations.
Do I go
What say
first?
you?
Do you go? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for me, as every single question on here, I say, well, it depends on what organization we're talking about. But if I'm just going to sit here and go stupid brain and say yes is yes and no is no, I'm going to say it goes agree.
You agree?
Not really, but that's the best option I got.
I said strongly agree.
Okay.
So
For me, the
if
agree.
it's something like that, I don't think we really need to discuss it.
I just thought like I don't necessarily know what a trans organization even is, but I imagine like
Just
well
like a big corporation that operates out of multiple countries.
depends on what they're
Transnational.
doing. Are they?
It's got offices in like the
Oh,
U.S. and a European country and an Asian country and so
I
on.
guess it would depend on what the business is, what they're doing. Are they doing something for good or for bad? You know, that would determine my
Well, that's the thing. If they're serving humanity first, you'd imagine that would be a good thing.
what kind of humanity. I guess is what level of humanity are we
But
talking about?
it's humanity is like in the broader
Like
sense.
the greater good, as we talked about in the one
Yeah.
episode.
Well, no, that just serving humanity first. So when it comes to just, I guess as a mantra, as a mission statement, I guess that's where I would start. They could do that and then not serve humanity, but it's not even talking about that. We're going too
And
deep on this.
also
We both agree. So,
okay.
moving on.
All right.
Number 2. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong.
I strongly
What say
disagree.
you?
I strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree. So, Andre, the question is, why do you hate America?
I wish I wasn't born here. I think this land is cursed and we shouldn't be here altogether. And we're serving out a prison sentence for our past mistakes.
Well, wish it one had, shit the other, see which one fills up faster.
The wish, actually.
Um, I At first I actually was leaning disagree, but I would say agree, only because it's where I live
Uh-huh.
and it's the people that I know.
Right.
That's what it represents to me. So,
Is it a localized thought, or does that encompass in a national sense?
well, I guess I know people in other states too.
Well, you know what I mean, like the people kind of shit. Do you mean it in that sense? Or do you mean like no, the people I physically understand and know, depending where they're at, I care about them. So yes, kind of like that.
Both.
Okay.
So it's like I want the U.S. to do well. Now it doesn't mean that you can't criticize the country, and that's what's great about this country is that you can criticize
Mm.
um, leaders and councilmen and whoever you want, really.
To a degree, yeah. I mean, as long as it stays within the right, the whatever the fuck it's called, that thing that we have to amendments and shit. Yeah. Like you can't go and do that. Like I'm gonna just kill him, and then that was my statement. Like yeah, there's within limitation. Yeah, we can say things, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just like can I gossip about this? It's like a magazine tabloid, as far as I see. I'm not saying I'm right
It
here.
doesn't mean anything unless it's taken away from you. You know,
Yeah, it depends on by who.
I mean, just thinking of like other countries where you can't. If you're in North Korea, I know it's an extreme example. It's low hanging fruit, but
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
it's an obvious.
No, completely understand. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't think you're wrong in that. I just, I have very staunch isolationist kind of belief systems, so I'm going to kind of always swing that way. But I know that I'm not really right in this. I'm probably supposed to act like I think that, but
Just you're just picking an answer and going with like there's no right or wrong to this, Andre.
right. That's what I mean.
You know, so don't worry about not being right about it. I mean, it's opinion.
Hmm.
Moving on. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
You know where I went on this. I went strongly agree. Well, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I went agree because I'm like depends on what country. And in my point of view, it's like, am I proud to be in America? Not really. Would I be proud if I lived, I don't know, somewhere else, some country that means something to me? Perhaps. Yes, I would be. I don't have a problem with other people being proud of their country. I'm just not.
Oh, okay. I said disagree. It's fine to be proud of your heritage.
Hmm.
That's all. Like I rep New York, like, but there's a lot of things I don't like about New York, and a lot of reasons why I moved away.
Yeah.
So,
Of course, yeah.
but nothing's black and white. Like everything's bad about this place. Like
Right.
next one, it says our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Now, are you talking about the human race?
I assumed they were talking about how moderns understand race, not
Yeah, I think they're talking about like
color.
yeah, like color or ethnicity. Um,
So it's worded. Our race has qualities that make us more superior than others. Is that how that's like worded?
well, so it says it has many superior qualities
Yeah. Okay.
compared with other races. So
Okay.
yeah, essentially saying that your people are better than other people.
Now I'm gonna do the thing that I always do by confusing it. Um, to me, there's not a cut and dry, just white, black, this and that. I think there are different races among a term like white. So, for
Yeah.
instance, like if we think 19th century, we think like, well, the Irish are a fucking lesser people. And clearly we English are the superiors, right? Like there's that aspect of it that I kind of went with. Is that's how I termed it, I guess. Is an old school idea of like, you're not just a white guy. Your people come from this area. You're a different person than this guy. That's fucking Norwegian or something like that. Like that's how I termed it because I can't do that white black shit. I don't get it. It's too muddy for me. So with saying that, this is gonna probably get me with fucking some people not liking it, but I said yes. Like there are certain races that are more superior than others.
That's what a Nazi would say, Andre. Okay.
Well, I want to caveat that I have no German in my blood, but that also can I caveat as in
I'm mostly German, but yeah.
that's
Go ahead.
that's why you like this one. For me, I look at it like I have a lot of ancestry in my blood that are lesser people, right? Through history. It's just not like they are lesser, but if you would ask someone that has an imperial sense of mind, I got Native American, I got Nigerian, I got Welsh and Irish. So those people are all lesser people. And the stats show it. Look at us all. We're all subjugated people from one way or another. So that's kind of why I said I agree. Like clearly it's a might is right kind of mentality. Do I agree with that? No, but if it wasn't the case, then there wouldn't be subjugated peoples around the world. So
I disagree. That's like a story that just happens over and over again. Like all peoples at some point have been subjugated.
yep.
Some longer than others. Some of it's been told a lot more in classrooms and in history. Some hasn't. Some's been more recent. Some thousands of years ago.
Yeah, like the Irish subjugated the Welsh a long time ago, but now look what they are in society. Yeah, it's ebb and flow.
In the end, there's no way to really measure it. I mean, unless you do that, you could say how many years were these people colonized by those people. But when it actually comes down to like qualities, like there's always a mix of good and bad with everything. Like,
Yeah, it's the quality of the people in many senses. But I do think your heritage and your genetics have a lot to play in that, whether you allow it or not. It's like do you allow yourself to be the victim thing? If you're an oppressed person, right? If I sat here and was always, let's pretend I was more Irish than I am, and my grandparents came from Ireland instead of my great. Well, then I'd say, look at me, horrible. I'm just, I'm nothing. Look what happened to me, and blah blah blah. Like I could do that, and that would make this correct. But you can say, like, yeah, I know that happened to my heritage. I know that I had a family member that was probably a slave. I know that my people's land was taken away and stuff. But that doesn't define me. That's kind of how I see it. That's why I agree, but I would, in real life, say neutral. But there is no neutral in this. I want to caveat that. You either have to agree or disagree. But I didn't want to disagree because I thought no, that's not true. It does happen, but there's a caveat to it. if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that the question's set up to
Yeah, yeah, of course. I know it's
be a
it's
slippery slope argument.
it's so vague too, and again, it does force you yes or no. Really strong
Yeah.
yes, really strong no, but there's no like I don't know or maybe or so it's like it kind of makes you make a decision, which is what
I
politics.
like that there isn't though. That's part of why I picked this one.
Well, that's the point of politics. Politics keep. That's why it's a box. It's like how can we put you in the
Yeah.
box? Yes or no?
Next question. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I said disagree because they might be your enemy too.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. In a sense of a political, like, okay, so my mind said I agree because I'm thinking I don't care if how you like me or not. If you're my enemy, I'm going to use you to destroy. Excuse me. If you're an enemy of my enemy, I'm going to use you to destroy my enemy, and then we worry about you later. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, look at like the fucking Afghanistan and Iraq war and all that shit. Like that's it going bad, right? So like I'm not saying this is right, but I can understand that mindset, and yes, it is in my respects, it's true. Like you use your enemy's enemy to destroy them. I mean, that's how I chose to see this. It might be deeper than that, and I missed the point.
Very pragmatic, Machiavellian of you. But
I mean, like,
getting a better idea of what kind of dictator you would be.
well, it makes perfect sense to me because it's like, you know, in a political atmosphere, let's say even my job, I don't like this person. I honestly do it. I find the people that don't like them, and I can create a scenario. We can get that person out of here. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna go behind the scenes about this shit. I'm not gonna confront that shit because that never solves anything. If you go to HR about a problem, they usually don't do anything unless money's involved. But if I can manipulate the situation through their enemies, well, that you can get more people on your side, and that's how you get things moving. So that's kind of why I said I agree with this.
On a personal level, I don't feel like I have any enemies.
I don't either.
Period.
I don't have any. I just
That's what you just said.
not me, someone I don't like. It's not my enemy. I just don't like them. I had a boss that was a piece of shit. It's not like I hated the guy. He didn't do anything wrong to me at all. In fact, he liked me, but I didn't like him. He wasn't my enemy, but I wanted him gone because I felt like he was a cancer to our work environment, and he was, and he's gone now. And I like to take part in how he is gone. Actually, he deserved
Very
it though.
troubled young man, Andre.
I will say he deserved it because he was flirting and hitting on underage girls, and he's like in his mid-50s, and it was a
Did
dominating.
anyone talk to him about it?
Yep. And he got moved around, but you know how companies are. They're not going to figure it out, so we had to do it our way.
Fair enough.
That's what I mean. It's not an evil act. It's just like you got to play the
Yeah.
game. It's the game.
Next question. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
So, give me a minute. I really don't remember what I said on this one. I'll just do it now. Well,
Do it live.
military action is okay. Okay, can you read that again?
Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
I'm going to say disagree. And
I say agree.
the only reason I'm saying disagree is, again, it just depends on what countries we're talking about. And if you're doing shit like that, you did something wrong. You played the game wrong in a way where, like, now you have to do something that's everyone gets to see you do that's a little naughty. You fucked up somewhere. So that's why I say, like, no, it's not. You shouldn't have done that in the first place. You got to do it subterfuge. If you're gonna play a game that big, international law and shit like that's huge. Like that means everyone's watching you do this. Invade Cambodia like America did. Remember in Vietnam, like that kind of shit. Like you've already fucked up. You already
I
lost
don't
it.
remember if Vietnam. No.
Well, if you knew a little history. But anyway, that was.
I know about him saying I didn't. I wasn't around then.
If you see that, you realize that's already when they lost. So that's the only reason I say agree or whatever I just said. Just disagree.
It, this is another one where it's like I was kind of between agree and disagree.
Me too.
On its surface, disagree, but zooming out, agree,
Yeah.
because who's to say international law is legit?
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I know that's kind of where I was at too, but I had to like take a stance. So
I mean, sometimes it's justified. Sure, sometimes
yeah, of course.
I'll go with that because they had sometimes in it. I'd go with agree.
Yeah.
Moving on. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment,
In entertainment,
otherwise known as infotainment.
um, I don't know. I'm just gonna say agree because that sounds bad if it is true.
Yeah, but I'd say agree that it's like the word now troubles me a little bit. Like it's always been.
I know this is fucking not a new phenomena.
Um,
It's just not a good idea in general. So that's how I took it. I was like, it's not a good idea in general. Well, I mean, it depends on who you're asking. Are you asking me as some dude just sitting here and fucking no bumfuck nowhere? Yeah, it's not a good thing. But if I'm in the political system, that's a great thing. How else can you convince people things? So it's like that's kind of how I looked at it. I'm like, well, I'm not going to look at it like I'm on that level. I'm going to look at it down here as an average little guy in my own life. But if you want me to be really political about it, say, no, that's a good thing. Because how else are you going to convince people what to believe, think, feel, and want?
yeah.
It's perfect.
The first thing that came to mind for me was The Daily Show.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
And
That's satire, but it's also
I
coded.
used to really like.
It's satire, but it's coded. You know, he's an actor. He's playing games. Yeah, of course.
Well, and I feel like, and maybe I was just sucked up in it too. But in the beginning, it was satire.
Right.
You know, it was pointing out like the system's bullshit. These politicians are bullshit. Let's have some fun while, injecting a little truth. But it turned into just, a mouthpiece for politicians. That's
Yeah, yeah.
eventually.
Like I remember the Colbert Report, where it was
Yeah, that too.
he was on one side, but now magically he's on another. Like you can tell he's like one of those actors, like a political actor. It's like
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like I totally can see how this can be justified in a sense of like if I'm in politics, if I'm a president, if I'm a senator or something, like yeah, that's a great thing. Because I need the people to understand something. And it's like mythology. What's the best way to make you understand something? Give you a fun little stupid fucking story so you think that you came up with it and now you believe in it. So it is a good thing, but as an average dude, I don't think it's a good thing because I don't care what they think.
Well, and it became another propaganda farm.
It's been going on since
it
the
was-
beginning, man. It's like you look at those old posters of the Civil War trying to recruit people or fucking World War One. Like it's not like a new phenomena. So that's why I was like you. I was like, well, I mean, now it's always been going on.
Next question, page 2. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
I mean, again, I could say I'm neutral on this. I could go either way. But I'm going to have to take a stance. So I'll say I disagree. I can't talk to a guy from China, no matter what fucking class he's in, if I don't speak his language. I'm pretty divided in that way. If I talk to a farmer in my country, I also can kind of relate to him, but I'm not a farmer, but I get it, like for me, it's too fluid of a question. So I know how it wants me to answer it. So that's kind of, I'm like, I guess I disagree. I mean, I feel like but I could understand a case for agreeing with it because you're saying, well, can I sit down in a room with a guy that's a multimillionaire? Can I relate to that guy? Is there a divide between us? Economically, yes. But at the core of it, as a human being, no. In a sense. Like, I can use my language and at least get him to fucking know what I'm saying, whether he agrees with it or not. So, I guess that's the only way I can justify this fucking question.
I say agree. Dude from China can also move to the United States and live in my town, right?
If he wanted to, if he could. Not a lot of people can though.
And maybe not like, like not like the first days here. Yeah, we kind of there'd be some divide, I'm sure. But like if he's working like a blue collar job and I'm working a blue collar job, I could definitely um, relate more to him, even though he's from a different part of the world originally, you know, um, as opposed to somebody who's like on a yacht.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
When I was in high school, I was recording an album the summer before I left for college, and so the kid that was producing, or he was engineering it, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I'd say. He was my age, but his family had a lot of money, and he had this beautiful like studio built in his basement, and professional everything in there. So I recorded like Monday through Friday, and then I went back after the weekend on that next Monday to work on some things with him. And there was carpet Monday through Friday. When I came back, everything, all the carpet was gone, and just a wood panel floor. But everything was in the same place. Just magically, the carpet was gone.
Hmm.
So I asked him how did you do that? And he looks at me and he goes, money.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like quality of life differences.
Right. I guess that
Where it's just things that they don't think about on a daily basis that you do, and things that you think about on a daily basis that they don't. So,
unless you guys are met with a similar circumstance of like when the really rich guy at work fell and broke his femur and he was laying on the ground and I was standing over him trying to help him. In that moment, that shit goes away. I didn't say like, well, hold on, different class from me, different like.
Of course, yeah, but
there's a point which
the
this
same
shit
thing would happen with somebody from a different country.
Exactly, and I've helped people from Germany and shit like that. Like, yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me, but the question's making me think. Well, is there a harder divide between this or that? I can only say it's harder for me to understand someone that's different nationally than I am, just as opposed to a small limitation like money. Because at the end of the day, if I get someone that's very wealthy to sit in a room with me and actually stop being a cunt for a minute, we can realize that, oh, wow, we're not so different. That's kind of the only way that I could make this work by saying that. But what you're saying is not wrong either. I'm not saying you're wrong here.
Moving on. Beat this one into the ground. Come on. Next question. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
I don't remember that here. Inflation.
I agree. If you have less inflation, it's a chicken and the egg kind of argument. If you have less inflation, you would have businesses making more money. They can hire more people.
I say agree as well, honestly. I mean,
All right.
I don't
Nothing
know.
to talk about then.
Nope.
Next question. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation.
What was the first? Something corporations? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Because corporations
Okay.
cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation.
Agree.
I agree.
Depends on the corporation, though.
Yeah, like it depends on it. I feel like that gets taken too far.
It can, yes. I know when you
All the
branch
time.
everyone in the same idea, like I'm punishing you the same as much as everyone else. Like that's bullshit. Because what if this corporation is doing something that's better for humanity as opposed to that one, yet they're put under the same regulations? That can be kind of fucked up. But I understand.
A lot of the things don't even like. A lot of things don't really affect the environment the way that they're saying.
I know.
It's like, no, you don't want companies though throwing toxic waste in the ocean, for example.
Yep.
Of course not.
Yep.
So yeah,
So it's
some regulation you need it.
It's good, yeah. But there's another side to it. I agree.
Then you have like government mandates where it's like, all right, we're all going to switch these shitty light bulbs.
Yeah, see, that's the
Well,
adverse. Yeah,
why? And it's like, well, because environment. It's like, but it's not actually.
I know.
Or we switch to electric cars, and it's like, but they're not.
It's this
Electricity
the
still comes
power.
from the same.
It's still dirty power. Yeah, it's yeah.
All right, so nothing to talk about there if we both
Yeah.
agree. Next question. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need, is a fundamentally good idea.
I didn't get this one. Can you explain how you understand this?
I'm going to look this up, this quote actually,
Okay.
because it's in quotes.
Yeah, I've never heard it before.
Yeah, me.
I heard the first
If I
part.
have, I forgot where it came from.
Right. I've heard the first part. Each man according to his own, whatever. I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, it's Karl Marx. That's why.
Communism. No.
I was like, yeah.
How do you understand this question before I can even answer? This one was a throwaway for me. I was like, I don't know. Yes, why not?
Yeah, I'm like, it sounds nice. It was one of those things where I'm like, it's something that sounds nice on its surface, but I'm sure that it like devolves into something horrible. And sure enough,
Yeah. Yeah. So is this basically saying, in a simple way, like equity, equality, everyone has the same? I don't understand the question.
So it's each according to his ability. So as long as everyone does what they're able to,
Uh-huh.
they will get whatever they need, whatever their level of ability. As long as they do that, they will get their level of need met.
It sounds like every country, no matter what government you have, and it's cloaked in such a way, though, because it's like if I make a bunch of money in the American dream, like I'm going to get the things I want on that level because I was rewarded for it. But you could also make that argument for communism, So it's that's why for me, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to say disagree because I don't understand. I'm kind of copping out on this. I don't get it.
I mean, it doesn't work. It's like you said with the American dream, yeah, but the American dream also says like you could fail.
Mm-hmm. But
may
we're
not.
talking about reward. Fail to me is in terms of what you.
But you can't guarantee a reward.
Right, but again, America is built on success, and that is the reward. That's what you are owed when you paid your time. That's kind of what I mean. It's very vague, I know, but
what's success to you may not be success to be.
agreeable, yeah. But America thinks success
yeah,
is a good business and shit, and
disagree but it's a fundamentally good idea. It's like, well,
yeah,
on its surface, yeah, it sounds nice and flowers, like, but well, I guess fundamentally, no.
Well, how are you rewarding such people? So when you're asking this question, are we thinking in terms of a government? Because I'm imagining that's it. This is a political fucking quiz.
Yeah,
you want to reward people for what you think is good.
Really relate it to whatever you want.
You can. But my point is, like, if I'm thinking in a governmental stance, no matter what government I am, democracy, communism, if I'm basically saying I will reward you based on the merits that I think are good for such country, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I'm thinking very vaguely. On paper, that makes perfect sense. I want you to be the good citizen that I want you to be. Here's how you can be it. This is the tier of success. And if you do it right, you will be rewarded for the things that you do. That's how I turn it.
The thing that sticks right out to me, though, is just do what you're able to. Like, that's so limiting.
I know, it's a small word. It's so small. Like able, like physically.
Even as a concept, no. It's think of it as like a concept. Like if somebody tells you, just
I'm willing
do
and
whatever
able.
you can do.
Yeah, I'm willing and able. Yeah.
Like you're not gonna strive for anything better, especially if you're getting what you need.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna work to become better at anything, for money or just for yourself.
This is a very gray question. I mean, most of them are, I know, but this one is very gray for me where it's like, if we were to go just right, I bet I could convince you the other way. But I bet you could convince me to go the other way too. Like I feel it's one of those where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of wiggle room in this concept here. It really depends on what are we viewing this through. Are we, again, if we view it through democracy, capitalism, or are we viewing it through communism, socialism? It really depends on the situation. What that
Well,
word able means, though, is what I'm trying to say. It's a very
it's
gray
more of the
area.
concept, Andre, and you know this because you think this way, as do I. That it's about the like overarching concept where it would work with government, with a classroom, with a book,
Mhm.
with fictional characters in a book. It would just make sense. It's like natural law.
Right. How do we
Able.
define
So,
able?
like when somebody has a lot of promise, they have a lot of potential, right? So your potential, like just fulfill whatever your potential is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it depends on who's
And
asking, but yeah, I would agree with that. And whatever your
and
potential
but
is,
so if you're saying fulfill whatever your potential is,
uh-huh.
and I'll get you what you need. Okay.
That sounds great.
As somebody who's been unemployed for the past 6 months,
Uh-huh.
it's very hard to drive yourself sometimes
All right.
to do things, especially to go above and beyond. So if you'd ask me, like, what's my potential today? I'm going to do my podcast. I'm going to probably do some yard work, do some laundry. And you say, well, just as long as you're doing what you can, then I'll get you what you need, right? So
Okay.
if I was getting paid the same way that I was when I had a job, I would just be doing this all the time.
Not working, like in a sense of for a company.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not saying like not like podcasting, but I would just be doing that. I'm not, so I know eventually I'm gonna have to keep ramping things up, either with this, with my mashups, with music, with some other. I'm gonna have to innovate some sort of idea, or go get a part-time gig, or get a full-time gig, or something. Something's gonna have to evolve.
But that will reward you for what you're trying to do, like pay the bills that you have to allow you to do the things you want to do outside of them. Podcasts,
Yeah, it's
obviously.
almost like this incentivizes not taking risks in life.
I suppose so. Like it can also put you in your place, doesn't it? Like in a class sense. Like if you're this, just keep doing that, and then you'll get rewarded that little gift that you want. It almost kind of feel that way too. Like play the little role that you have, because my potential is I'm a hard worker, but I didn't graduate high school, so I kind of like I don't have a higher education, but my work potential can take me to being a trash man, and I'm collecting garbage and I'm collecting the money and I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm being supplemented for the work that I can do and the hard work, but it's just on that level. It's like it can go
Let's
into
say,
classism, is what I'm trying to say.
let's try it this way. What if I tell you my potential, my ability is to get up, eat something, and go back to sleep? That's all I can do.
Okay. Let's say I know that life, but
That's all I'm able to do. So give me what I need.
and that's nothing.
No, I need to eat.
What's
So
your
you gotta give
problem?
me food.
That's your problem.
Right?
You're not living
No,
up
but
to.
that according to this, as long as you're doing what you're able to do, right? Who's deciding who's able to do what?
But who's deciding that what the reward is?
The
Yourself?
state.
Right. And so I imagine if the state's saying, well, yeah, no. Our state does, and we have assisted programs and stuff. But I guess what I'm saying, if I'm going in this corner, you don't deserve anything because there's no gift for not doing anything.
But you're doing everything that you're able to do.
And you will do that until you die. And if you die young because you starve to death, well, that's your potential. It's gotten you that reward.
No, but I'm, according to me, all I can do is get up, get something to eat, go back to bed.
That's great. But according to me,
I'm fulfilling my potential. Now give me what Andre over there gets for working hard, because that's what he's able to do. I'm not able to do that, so
Exactly, and that's
You see where you run into issues.
exactly because there's such thing as
It's who's
equality.
deciding who's able to do what,
Yeah, I know.
right?
That's
You can't control everything like that.
no, of course. That's why it's like I think I deserve more because I'm a better writer than other people think I am. Well, too fucking bad. You're not going to get rewarded for that until you prove it to somebody and they reward you. I'm looking at this question as I could want all I want. I don't want to go to work anymore. I want to be a full-time writer. But at the same time, it's like, well, no one's going to reward me until I'm rewarded by, I don't know, a publisher or a fucking some book deal or some shit. I'm looking at as the reward is external. If we're thinking in terms of a governmental understanding, if we're thinking in terms of a political understanding, this is a societal concept, not an individualized concept. Individually, what you're saying, I can relate to. But if I'm gearing myself to a society, a civilization, no. The people that don't want to do something don't get to get anything from that. You would call that, I don't know what you'd call that. I don't know.
I still think you need to zoom out a little bit on that.
I'm zoomed pretty far out. Because you're talking on a self
It has
level.
to work across it has to work across like every facet of life for it to be legit. And now maybe like I'm not saying that I know every facet of life, but everything that I can imagine, like that wouldn't work.
How would you?
Even in like a classroom setting, which is more tailored towards this, but it still doesn't work because it's like, well, I can't just pass a kid because he's like comes in and just like scribbles on a piece of paper.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know, like,
You earn that depending on who's earning it. I'm saying that you can't just say like, well, I don't want to do anything, but I deserve everything. I'm saying no, you don't. You earn these things depending
and
on
I was kind of playing devil's advocate.
right.
So
I know, but my point is that like, I don't know if I've made it clear or not. I'm not sure.
it's fine.
I
I
agree.
think we're
I agree.
we're spinning our wheels here.
But we're not. I'd say we're getting to the core of it. That's what's good about this right now. Like we're getting to the core of it and how it's really hard to separate this kind of because we know together right now that this is a political quiz that's only geared towards putting you on a political spectrum, left, right, authoritarian, or libertarian. We know that. So we know the questions are going to be geared in such a way where it's going to make you make a decision. That's why it says agree or disagree, you know? But I'm just kind of, I guess what I'm trying to do is invoke just a little bit of the nuance of why these things can be tricky. Is all my advocacy is.
Fair enough. Next question. The freer the market, the freer the people.
You go first.
Agree. Don't strongly agree, but agree. Only because people can and will get exploited.
I can't
But
disagree.
in general, the free market reflects natural law.
Now, a free market, what does that mean?
So, in other words, supply and demand is a thing.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
So, because like we kind of have like a mixed free market in the United States. If you look at medicine, it's absolutely controlled and has been for many years. That's why, like, if you ever get a prescription at the pharmacy, like it's like they just make up the prices.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like you can get the generic that's 10% of the price of this one, even though it's the same thing. And it's like, why would you even? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Resource-wise, that you wouldn't be on an island somewhere and be like, well, I made two of them. They're exactly the same. This one costs more though.
Yeah.
Why? Like, well, I etched my name into it or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Even that would like, okay, it took more work there, right? So,
Yeah,
right.
you're right. I don't get it. It's weird. But
So,
generally, I will say it like you. I agree. Yeah.
next question. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product.
We could just skip this one. I'd say, yeah, strongly agree.
Really?
I don't know about strongly, but I would say it's
I
it
would
just
say
says it's sad. It doesn't say it's good or wrong, bad. It's sad. Yeah, it's sad. But that's how life is.
I don't know that it's sad. I'm like whatever.
It depends on your point of
I
view.
disagree just because like you think it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but again, I like. Well, yeah,
People will sell you a pet rock.
I know, but I didn't put that into my equation. I just said it's
They sell
sad.
sand at the store.
Right.
I bought sand.
I know. I bought rocks once, but like,
Yeah, and
but
rocks
my
and stuff.
point
It's
is
oil.
that doesn't have anything to do with it. The way I looked at it, it says it's sad. You know what else is sad? You know, I have to get up every morning and I don't want to, but that doesn't mean like, well, I shouldn't have to. That's just what it is.
No, it's a choice that you make, Andre.
Or take.
But we'll get into that later. In the same vein, this question: land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
Ugh. These are just, every single time this starts, I'm just like, yeah, by whom? Whose land? What land? Why land? Country land? My personal land?
It just says land, so
But my point is, like, it's so vague that I could go either way. If you say well, the government's land, I could go any way. If you say, but your personal land or the land of, I don't know, some other fucking entity. I don't know. This one's tough for me. I don't know. Not the kind.
I disagree. In a perfect world, yeah, like it'd be great if we could all share all the land. This land is your land, land is my land.
Mm.
But like, so, but then it's also saying I shouldn't be allowed to own like a house and a yard that is just my private property where I can just feel serene and go and grill.
I know. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. It's like, well, I'll go disagree. I don't know.
Yeah, because then if nobody owns land, guess who owns the land? It's
Yeah,
going to be the government.
exactly. But like, I don't know. It's like if you don't own that land and the government doesn't own that land, look at the things that could happen on it because there's no jurisdiction, there's no law, there's no
Yeah.
rule, and so well, no one's doing that. Like they can be taken advantage of, and the strongest power protects the land. So yeah, there's good for it. There's bad that it can just be instantly taken from you, or you pay taxes on it. So yeah, it's like a balancing act. I don't know.
Yeah. Next question. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I agree.
Yeah, yeah,
Just with the wording of it, of the statement. Yeah, it's regrettable. Like it's not a good thing.
I agree.
It's-
I mean, I could find a nuance to argue it, but yeah, I agree.
It doesn't mean that like it's not going to happen or it should be outlawed or something. It's just
I know, right? It's just like this one's kind of one of those ones. Yeah.
next question. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
Don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Like protecting your goods. Like if like a Somalian pirate comes up to your trading vessel, you shoot at him. Like, is that what they're saying, or is this an act thing? I don't get.
Protectionism is the economic policy of restricting imports from other countries through methods such as tariffs on imported goods, import quotas, and a variety of other government regulations.
I don't know.
So yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Do you haggle with people? If you could, right? Like certain places you can. If you're buying a house, would you not want to, have it inspected or get $5,000 off or have them fix something? Like, yeah. If you're buying, if you're getting imported wine, right? And we have wine here, you'd want people to buy the wine from here, from the United States, because then it benefits United States companies. So you're going to put a little tariff on the stuff from France, maybe so that people pay a little bit extra, here and there.
Okay. Oh, that's what that means. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that's what a tariff was. I just. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Whatever. Either way, I don't give a fuck.
There was tariffs were recently in the law. It was such, everything's going to hell. The Trump tariffs, we're not going to have iPhones anymore. And you just wait, like, the store shelves are going to be empty. Going to be empty, bro.
Right.
You can see how that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. It just opened up a door for how I understand it. I did not know that's what that meant. I never heard of protectionism either, and most of those definitions you gave me, I did not understand. But as you're explaining it to me, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
I did have to look up protectionism, but the concept is pretty simple.
To you, I'm an idiot. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's just regulating how you trade with different countries. Like how you do business with one country is not going to be how you do business with another.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I bought a typewriter pad from Canada here. It's just made of wool. It's the wool thing, and it was just a fun little thing I bought. It took me 5 months to get it because of the tariffs. I waited 5 months. I mean, I could have just been like, no, I don't want it anymore. It was only 20-something bucks. But like, and the people that were selling it to me, the Canadians, are from Toronto. That's right across the way from me. That's not even that far from me, for Christ's sake. But they're like, well, it was 100% tariff rates. Now it went down to 50. So they paid in shipping more than, because they paid that cost, the tariff cost, because it took that many months for me to get it. It cost them more money than it cost me. They paid way more than I did. So I can understand, like, oh, that sucks for them, but at the same time, it's trying to encourage domestic buying. So, I mean, I don't know. That's the only way I've ever experienced it. I don't buy a lot, so that was just one experience that I had with the tariffs. It took me, like,
you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, Andre.
I waited 4 months for something I could have just bought for real cheap on Amazon. Yeah. It's worth the wait.
Next question. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders.
Did you say social responsibility?
Yes.
Social. Well, social responsibility is a lot bigger than a profit share, so I guess I have to say disagree. Social. Not economic, social.
I would agree. It's a company.
Right.
It's not a person.
Right, but they use the word social, not economic.
Yes.
Economic,
But
I
it's still
agree.
a company.
Right.
Can a company care about you?
If it wants to. I don't give a shit if it does. But the point is, it's using the word social. Like, for me, social is, what does the word social mean? Me and you. It's not like, well, do they care about me and you? Like, no, the idea is just social. Is it socially acceptable? Or what was the word? Socially economical? Or, excuse, I don't remember.
Responsible.
Responsible.
Social responsibility. So in other words, if Amazon wants to employ slave labor,
okay,
in China, should they have a responsibility not to do that?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great in a just world.
But it's a company.
Yeah, I could be too if I wanted.
And now the people that run the company, of course,
we're talking about a corpus. I understand. Like, this is not a real entity. Yes. This is a made-up concept. Like the state of Michigan. It's not real.
It can't have a social response. It's designed for one thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think in terms of
money.
Animus.
If a company's not making money, it's not a company. It doesn't exist.
Of course.
Or it's a non-for-profit. But even those, that's a rabbit hole.
Well, the humanity inside the entity creates the emotion or the fucking objective of it. A company can't just sit there on its own and create and do things unless it's automated by an AI system or some sort of regulations that people create within it.
No.
But human beings have to kind of make this happen. So the company, is that company socially responsible for whatever? It's not real, but the people inside of that represent the company do have a social responsibility. So again, this is why I'm like, I'm down the road on this one. I can go either way, but I had to make a choice. And
So who's going to decide in that company?
who has to decide?
Is it going to be the people working on the warehouse floor, or are they going to be the bigwig in the office
In a just world, yes, but no, it's going to be the whatever
who's
shareholder.
only going to do socially responsible things that are popular with certain segments that are going to buy more shit.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you're going to have governmental restrictions on companies, I'm fine with that, but don't expect the companies to be socially responsible on their own.
Oh no, they're not going to be.
Okay.
They're not going to be. This is how that works. Companies don't realize it. Yeah, I know. I agree.
Moving on. The rich are too highly taxed.
That's all it says.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're taxed. I'm not sure.
It depends, too, because the tax code changed from... Trump changed it in 2018, and then it got changed with Biden, and then Trump changed some things back again. So it's like a living document. From what I understand, the rich pay like a large amount of, like an exorbitant amount of taxes,
Do they?
which is fair. They should be taxed at a higher rate.
Yeah,
But
equivalency.
I
Yeah.
don't think taxing them more would solve anything, because they would just park their money somewhere else and hire tax attorneys.
Because me and you try to do that on our level, right?
Yeah, well, we don't have the money to hire.
No, I'm
like,
saying-
go open an account in the Caymans
Congratulations.
and hire an attorney.
Right.
to-
But I'm saying on our level, I can't do that at all. But if I could find a way to save some money on my level of what I'm capable of and I can afford, I'm doing the same thing. You know, in a sense, it's like I'm trying not to spend all my money to the government so I can fucking have some if I need it. So they're not doing anything different than me. I don't know their rates. I don't know equivalents. I don't know, like, if they make $10,000 a week, I don't know how much is taxed compared to how much is taxed for me. I don't understand this question because I have to learn these things to know. So I don't know.
It's very nebulous, this question.
Right.
because
It's too big. I can't really answer.
Yeah.
But like,
But I would say disagree, and I'm looking at it like where the question's going.
Uh-huh.
If you say agree, then okay, tax them more. If you say disagree, don't tax them more. I'm saying disagree because taxing them more, it's not going to do anything.
right. I'll just have to say
It's not
agree
going to
to
help anybody. And then it's just going to take the money out of the country. So like, even if they're not responsible and they're not creating jobs with the money, it's still not going to fix anything.
That's their
Now
social
you have a chance if
responsibility
you're
not
getting
to.
taxed less.
That's their social responsibility not to, though.
But I'm saying if there's a chance that, and it's not their responsibility, but companies will reinvest, or people that have companies, people that have
Yeah, they'll
a
move their
lot of
money
money will
around.
reinvest that money,
Yeah.
because what the fuck else are you going to do with it? You can't take it with you.
Right.
Now, some people will be, Scrooge McDuck and just sit on their pile of money and swim in their pile of money until they're dead.
That's what I would
I'm
do.
sure.
Yep.
But I mean, you can't take it with you. Like, you got to do something,
Right.
you know? Next question.
Okay.
Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
Should? No, but they do.
How so?
Well, I don't know. I've never really had Medicaid, so I guess I don't know. Never been on the government program. I don't know what they get and what they don't get.
I've been.
I've always.
I had Medicaid for like a year and a half. And I started when I was in between jobs and I was working with the mowing lawns.
How does that work? Like, was it good?
Everything was basically free.
Okay.
So yeah, it's better than any insurance as far as like
Oh.
the prices that you'll pay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that would make me say disagree. Just get on the free shit. That's how you get the best service.
What this is saying is, here's the thing: we don't have that in this country, where if you pay more, you can get better or quicker medical
Oh,
care.
really? Okay. I was
Yeah.
taking it as if you have more money, you can afford to go for that surgery that if you didn't, you can't do. I don't know. I mean, I've never really been to the hospital that often in my life. I've never been injured that bad, so I don't have
That's
experience with
the
this.
thing. It's like it. So
I've never been to the dentist.
You think you get billed it like afterwards, though.
Right. But what if you can't afford
So
it?
even if you don't have the money, you can just go get the surgery, not pay anything, or pay like a little bit,
Yeah.
and then just.
So what you can do there actually is you let it go to collections, and then you claim that it's fraudulent, and if you do it right, you can actually get.
They don't do that's with medical bills. They don't do collections like that.
They do. They did for
Um,
me. This is
they have before.
this is in the past though.
Maybe that's changed though with it because they changed like the healthcare law with Obama, um, and the whole system is.
Yeah,
a
it's
mess.
so foggy.
So
Yeah.
we're getting too much into the weeds with this one. With this one, I said yes, agree. If you have access, if you have the ability to pay more, do you want to get like a better car
Yeah.
or a bigger house?
Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
So why shouldn't it be the same with this? Because by controlling it, the whole thing's just been jacked up. I pay less. Right now, I actually have no insurance, and I was denied Medicaid twice. They ask you for a proof that you're not working, a pink slip, or they listed some other type of document that you'd need, and I didn't have any of these documents, and I don't have my work email anymore, so I can't even
How
have
do you
like
prove
here's
that?
my email where I have the intent to leave. And I called them and I said, what do you need from me? And they told me to go call these other people. It's like LA Workforce or something, Louisiana Workforce. So I called them. Is there a form? Like, just give me a form. Give me a PDF. And they redirected me to the Medicaid office. You know, yeah. So I have nothing right now, but there were discounts online for everything from doctor's appointments to prescriptions. So I just use those, and I'm paying less than I did when I had insurance.
Like your monthly fee cost?
No, I'm not paying anything.
Okay.
I'm paying like if I go get a prescription, I could just go onto the Walgreens site and look up one of their discount codes, and I'm paying less than I would when I was on my insurance for my job.
Interesting. Wonder why that works.
Now, I'm going to get taxed more because I'm going to have to pay a penalty because I haven't been on insurance or Medicaid for the past 3 months this year.
I don't understand.
Even though I'm eligible for Medicaid right now.
Yeah, that's just I don't know. My mind's trying to yeah.
But as far as the question, yes, you should be able to get better quality things if you have more money. It's supply and demand.
I agree.
Now, nobody should be denied medical care if it's an emergency.
Yeah.
But I always thought the best way to do it was if you have an emergency, something that's life-threatening, that can be covered by taxpayers. If you have a cold, that's on you.
Yeah. That's true.
If your leg hurts, fine. If your leg's broken, that can be covered.
And you know what's funny? Like that's kind of how I view. Like I don't go to the doctor and or hospital unless it's like that. I don't go if I'm sick or if my foot's been injured for a month. I don't go for that. It's just like that's my shit. I'll figure it out. But if it's like horrible, like okay, I guess I'll go for that because I can't fix that on my own. Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving on. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
Oh man. Sure. Yeah, I accept. Or
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, me too. Next question. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
I don't get this one.
So, in other words, in order for a free market to work, you would need restrictions on monopolies.
No, I disagree because that's not what's going on.
What's going on?
The exact thing you just described in a free market. What's the word it said? Predator, multi, whatever the word was. I
Predator multinationals.
don't know what that is. I don't know.
Again, it's just companies that are like Amazon is a multinational company. Google's a multinational company. McDonald's.
Well, they're
No,
clearly making that work, so I have to agree. I
like
disagree with it happening. I don't want it to, but that's what it is.
so. Then you would disagree.
Okay, I disagree.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. Yes, I disagree. Let me guess, you
So
agree?
then you're in favor of that.
Then I agree.
You're cool with that happening.
I'm not. So then I agree.
And then you would agree.
That's what I originally said.
No, I disagree because that's not what's going on.
It requires some restrictions.
Yes. That would be great.
I would agree as well. Like you need some restrictions, some regulation. Um, see, I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Because I'm like,
Depends on who we're talking about. What are they doing?
in a way, like yeah, because like Amazon is just going to become like the companies have become more powerful than the government
Right.
at this point. So, but the government's all fucked up.
Yeah. That's why my initial response is I agree. That should happen. But does that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
In the current system, like yes, you should have some sort of government restrictions on monopolies specifically. Now, does that mean that they're going to be executed correctly or done the right way? No, because it's the government and they fuck up everything. So,
Honestly, the way
but
that.
then like I don't want like we don't need like the United States of Amazon to be a thing.
Yeah.
So you got to have something in between there.
I really feel like these questions are
I
making.
still would say yeah.
I feel like these
Agreed.
questions are making me think too much in a box that I don't understand. This is all geared in such a way that it's forcing me to be some fucking idiot with these little opinions. Where in reality, I'm not saying I'm not an idiot, but like I'm like, there's nuances. You can't. There's no such thing like in court, yes or no. Like no, that's not how that works. I have no idea. So it's like my mind is boggling at the concept of like which one, right or wrong. Like I don't know. It depends on who you're asking, how you're asking it, who we're talking about. Are we talking about Amazon? Are we talking about Google? I don't know what they get up to. Would that be great if they were kind of penalized for, doing some shady shit? That would be fantastic. But then, like you're saying, like, well, then, like, is the government a better choice? Like, I don't know, man.
There has to be something.
Yeah, you got to make a choice. You got to choose. Play the game.
And look, maybe the answer is we stop having government completely, and then these companies won't be able to dominate like they used to. Maybe it goes hand in hand,
Right.
because then they won't have like the access to people that they do now.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Right. It takes a whole fist to understand justice. And sexual justice is probably bigger than I'm just waiting around to be turned on again. I think missionary position is probably more of I call it the pull effect. When you take something, you pull it towards you, a grope moment. And I don't mean that in a very negative way. I just mean like if I go inside something and I realize it's got wax on going for. What am I grabbing? Looking at your mom, wondering. They always say it only takes a finger. When you incubate and penetrate and you put it together, that's what happens when we create life. So if God asks you, who are you and what are you doing? You respond with like a pencil eraser made out of like a human being. Sitting upon a shelf, dancing with the stars. It doesn't make sense. Drinking water every day. Is that music? Or is that syncopation? Or whatever erasers are made out of. And that's another thing. Why what is a camera? What's that about? Some sort of an idea, a fabrication. That's kind of what we're after. Does that make sense? I don't know. Another one. How many times? And then here we are. That's life.